Welcome, guys, to the first ever Sunday episode of the CTR podcast. It usually is on a Saturday, but with all the content that I was producing since Wednesday, I was in two minds whether to bring one out today. Also, I had a bit of an interview plan that didn't really pan out, so it sort of just destroyed most of the stuff I was going to put on the podcast. But I've managed to salvage it. Going to be a bit more of like an off the script sort of episode today. I've not really got any notes, mainly because it's just like a last minute thrown together thing, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know how long it's going to go, but I figured to try and get some content. What the fuck am I talking about? Some content out for you guys. See what I mean? I'm already running off of notes already. I need to put some notes down already. I forgot how to speak. I should have put a note down saying, remember how to talk English. That'd be a great note to put down. Anyway, welcome to the CTR podcast. As I say, coming to you a little bit later today, just mainly because of all the crap that's been going on all weekend. I was up last night watching Wrestlemania. Dope show. Part 1, Part 2 is on tonight. So I've literally woke up, decided to do the podcast for you, and did a bit of research. Found some things to talk about, and yeah, let's just go. Getting straight into it. Adam Schlesinger, if that's how you pronounce his name, one of the members and the lead singer, the guy who wrote Stacy's mom from the band Fountains of Wayne. I only found out about this earlier today, but it happened earlier in the week. So sorry, I didn't catch that earlier. He's died, and apparently it's because of the thing that's going on at the minute. So rest in peace. He wrote I think it was a soundtrack to that Tom Hanks film, ironically enough. I believe the film's called That Thing You Do or something like that. I think the song's called that. I'm not a big Tom Hanks guy or a follower of Fountains of Wayne, so I'm not 100% sure on what's going on there. But the other thing that's really ironic that Tom Hanks had that's going around, and then he got it, and then he died, and he was the one who wrote the soundtrack to one of his films. That's weird, that, isn't it? But yeah, unfortunately, we'll never know if Stacy's mom has still got it going on. We'll never get them updates anymore. No, rest in peace, mate. Yeah, some sad news to start on with, but moving swiftly on. Pink apparently as well. Pink got it. I found this out on Thursday. I didn't really think it was relevant news, to be honest. I was going to put it on the update with Wwe Melee, but I was thought, nah, who cares about Pink? I don't care about Pink. I mean, I know there's some Pink fans out there, maybe, but I'm not one of them. That's all I'm going to say about it. Seeing as we're on a bit of a 6ix9ine theme this week, so he is officially home. It came out yesterday that he's officially home. Apparently, he actually left outside the back entrance of the prison, probably to avoid all the press and everything, and maybe someone else that might have been waiting out there for him. But yeah, whatever. I was listening to the Breakfast Club earlier today, yeah, and they were saying that he actually left the prison before the judge release this information to the public, just to give him a bit of a chance to get out of the limelight, and just to get out there before things got a bit too hectic. So fair enough. Apparently he is allowed on social media, because we're going to be talking about that in a minute. He's allowed on social media, and he's still allowed to produce music. So without a shadow of a doubt, I think he's probably going to get straight into the studio and release some new content, mainly because he wants that check and he wants the bag. And I'm assuming all of his funds are gone from paying them lawyers, all the money he probably paid him, especially an extra bag for getting him out early. He is on house arrest for the next couple of months, as we discussed that. I think it was on Thursday that I said that, didn't I? So, I mean, it's better than prison, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, I'd rather stay in my home till August than in jail till August, so whatever. But seeing as though he just got out of prison, he's wasting literally no time in getting back to his old antics. He posted something, and I put this on the story on the Instagram. He said something about Meek Mill being a snitch. He posted on his story, as I say, I shared it, saying it was something along the lines of, "Fuck you, Meek Mill, you've been snitching, you pussy," which I don't think he has any leg to stand on in that argument, but anyway. So I want to know what this is going to be. Is going to be some Meek Mill beef already? As I say, he's wasting literally no time, coming straight out the slammer and then, picking up where he left off. So, fair play to the guy. Probably going to get back to his old antics straight away. I mean, he made millions and millions and millions of dollars off it, before he was in prison. So, don't fix what's not broken, I suppose. So, yeah, fair play to 6ix9ine. Tory Lanez has got a really, different kind of tune out. And I literally just listened to it, and it came out on Wednesday, I believe. It sounds well different than anything that I've heard him made before, and I'm kind of digging it. It has sort of like an acoustic thing in the background, like a bit of an acoustic guitar mixed with an electric guitar, bit of like a love song mixed with like a bit of a rap, and I'm kind of feeling it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's let's have a look. See if I can find the name of it. I literally just listened to it then on Spotify. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Who Needs Love? That's what it's called. It came out. Let's see when it came out. It came out on the 3rd of April. So I believe I think that's Wednesday or Thursday. Really good tune. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. I thought it was really good. But the meat of this show today is, I mean, we are a music channel, but as I say, I wasn't given enough time, to get all my stuff together and all the stuff I wanted to talk about. So we're going to be talking about Wrestlemania today. The only reason I'm going to be talking about Wrestlemania is because, I know we're mainly a music podcast. I say that. We've been talking about the goddamn pandemic for about 4 weeks now. So, can I even class myself as a main music channel? Probably not. But, this is main news. I'd say this is probably main news because at the minute, it's literally the only game in town at the minute in terms of, sports and stuff that's still going on. I'm not sure how they've got away with it. They are using the performance center that they've got in Tampa to do all the shows, but apparently they've been fighting with Florida or Tampa itself because they try to class themselves as an essential business, because they try to class themselves as media. So you try to finesse Tampa right there, I think. in terms of try to keep themselves open when, let's say, the NBA and the football leagues and everything have closed down. They're still, as I say, the only game in town that still for some reason hasn't shut down. It was reported he was supposed to be in the main event of last night. Actually had to cut out for his own reasons. I think he was either injured or it might be a deeper story than that. But he got replaced. Part 1 was on last night. The main event was Taker and Styles. But I'm going to start from the beginning. The first match I saw, I believe there was a pre-show match. There was Drew Gulak versus Cesaro. By the way, anyone who's listening to this now and going, he's so God's sake, I don't want to hear about this. Listen. This is last minute shit, right? Leave me alone. I'm going to give you information. I'm a wrestling fan. If you know anyone who's a wrestling fan, tell them to tune into this. Tell them to go give it a listen because I'm going to go in depth into the part 1 of Wrestlemania. Be a bit different, do you know what I mean? Maybe you want to go check out Mania too. You've got nothing else to do. I mean, you got Netflix, but fuck that shit. Go watch wrestling. That's what I did. That's what I did about 3 a.m. when it finished. So go check it out. Give me a listen. So we're going to start off. I didn't watch the pre-show. That started at 11 o'clock. I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I got really into it. I've restarted it. I think this is some new episodes that are not on Netflix at the moment, but they did drop some new episodes on Netflix as well from the previous season that was on... What channel is it on in America? Is it ABC? I think it's ABC. So yeah, I got distracted watching that. I wasn't watching the pre-show. I had to sort my tablet out and all that sort of stuff. So whatever, you know how it is. So first match of the actual show was the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was Nikki Cross versus Alexa Bliss going off against the Kabuki Warriors. Good opening match to the show. Just the lack of fans in the arena is crazy to me. It's like you can really tell how much it affects the wrestlers as well. Mainly because there's spots in wrestling that obviously if you watch it then you know. If you don't, then just listen to what I'm saying, I suppose. There's spots in, where they have to sell moves and, so if someone gets kicked in the face or, if there's a clothesline, you have to stay on the floor for a little bit and the crowd, get some, hyped up, to make them get back up. Well, the atmosphere isn't there. So it's a bit weird. They're sort of just looking at each other awkwardly, getting up a little bit quicker, try to get to the next spot quicker, just to to fill the awkwardness. But by the way, JBL and Michael Cole was on commentary for the first match tonight. But yeah, Kabuki Warriors actually dropped the titles tonight. I don't think that's the right decision, to be quite honest with you. I do believe Bliss and Cross are a good duo together, but as a tag team, no, I mean, the friend thing that's going on at the minute on SmackDown, for the thing that's been going on for the past couple of months anyway, especially with those two, they're the only tag team that's on SmackDown apart from Bayley and Sasha, I suppose. So, they have to go up against someone. But, Bliss and Cross don't make a good tag team in my opinion. I don't like I don't like what they've got going on at all. I don't think they've got any chemistry. I just think every match that they're in together is boring. Mainly because I think it even like shows that a little bit worse, like even when there's no audience, because it just shows even more. Because like Bliss is like this, like how do you even describe Bliss's character? She's just a bratty bitch basically, and then you've got Nikki Cross, who's this crazy psycho Scottish woman, and it really shows when there's no crowd there to pander to that they've not really got anything going on. It bores me. I love the backstage segments that they're in all the time, but when it comes to this sort of stuff in the ring, no. And I don't think this was the right decision. Keep the titles on Asuka and Kairi Sane. The problem with this is I do believe Kairi Sane's actually leaving the company anyway, so, that's the thing. But, yeah, drop the titles. Congratulations, Bliss and Cross. Next match on the... Oh, I don't even want to talk about this match. The next match was Elias and Baron Corbin. I'm just going to skip over this match insanely quickly. Elias won with the roll-up. It was terrible. It was one of the most boring matches I have ever seen. It shouldn't be on Wrestlemania, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Anyway, next match is the ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This was supposed to be a tag ladder match, so you would have had Jimmy and Jey Uso, you would have had Kofi and Big E of the New Day, and then you would have had John Morrison and The Miz. The Miz apparently had to pull out of Mania this year because he was showing signs of having the virus, so, get well soon, Miz. John Morrison was in for that tag. It became like a triangle ladder match between the like a representative from like one of the teams. So you had John Morrison from Miz and Morrison. You had, was it Jimmy Uso? Oh, I don't know. They're the same person. So how did they decide that backstage? Were they just like, did they just flip a coin or something? Because they're pretty much the same person. I'm just going to say Jimmy. It was Jimmy Uso. And then Kofi Kingston of the New Day. Really good match this. For what it is and for what it was this year of Mania, they put on an absolutely fantastic show. So many really good spots. Probably spot of the night, I suppose, was... And it's a bit of a simple one, but spot of the night was John Morrison walking the ropes, doing a whole... Like, copying... taking a page out of Phoenix's playbook there. Like, just walking across the ropes and then doing, like, sort of a corkscrew move on to Kofi, I believe he was, back into the ring. Really good spot there. The end of the match came when all three members of who was in this match and all three representatives of the team were at the top of the ladder trying to reach for the titles. They all pulled it down at the same time, and so you were like, wait, who's won then? Do you know, like, who's the champion? And then one of the titles dropped, and so did Morrison. He grabbed it on the floor, and they retained the title. So really good ending to this match. Fantastic ending to this match. Definitely, I mean, if it wasn't, spoiler alert, if it wasn't for the last match, I think this would have been match of the night. The next match, Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. Wow, this was underwhelming. Wow, what the fuck was this? Honestly, what the actual fuck was this, guys? Seriously, man. Like, you had Shayna Baszler, who had all the momentum in the world, come in, making a roster debut just a couple of months before, and then she went into the Elimination Chamber and dominated, just eliminated everyone by herself. She was coming in looking like a monster. Apparently there's some backstage thing going on where I think Vince has like lost faith in her for some reason, so she's got a bit of heat backstage. I'm not actually sure why, to be honest. But anyway, Raw Women's Championship match. Oof, did this not live up to expectations? It's like, fuck me. Like, not only was it short, it was boring. It was full of just rest holds. There was a weird segment outside where Shayna like threw Becky into like the side of the announce table like while holding her legs, and it just did not look good whatsoever. You could see that they were trying to work a little bit more stiff in this match, because without the crowd reaction and all that, they have to make the holds and like the moves look a little bit more serious. So that must fucking suck, man. Like 100%. Like, so fair play to people on that. The ending come when Shayna Baszler was trying to get Becky Lynch in the Kirifuda clutch, and for some reason, I don't know why her and Samoa Joe always fall for this, but like Becky just rolled through and like put her shoulders to the mat, so she fell backwards, so like Shayna's lying on her back and Becky's obviously in front of her in a chokehold, and she sort of like rolls over, so like her body goes over the top of the head of Shayna and holds her shoulders down for the 3 count, retaining the title. Shayna has fell for this so many times. Like, just off the top of my head, you've got this one. You've got I remember Ember Moon a couple of years ago did the same thing on her when she was going for the armbar and then went into the Kirifuda clutch and pinned her. And then I believe Kairi Sane did the same thing to her as well to win the title. It was something very similar to this. I thought Samoa Joe falls for this all the time. I don't understand. I don't understand like what the whole thing is about this ending. Like it needs to stop, and I just think it sucks, to be quite honest with you. But with that being said, yeah, I expected way more from this, and to be quite honest with you, I think a title change would have been good in this situation. I'm probably gonna miss a match out on this, like, because, as I say, there's 2 nights, and like I have to remember which ones are on tonight and which ones are on tomorrow. But if I'm wrong, then correct me. But I'm pretty sure the next match was Rollins and KO. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. But this match was amazing, a lot better than it had any right to be, and a lot better than I definitely thought it was going to be. This was really good. So the first half of the match was like a normal match, pretty slow, not really going anywhere, and then Rollins gets himself disqualified by hitting KO with a bell, and so he just walks out like, okay, I'm done, like, whatever. By the way, Rollins' attire in this match, he came out looking like the whole, like, it was like, he really leaned into the Jesus sort of vibes in this. Like, he looked like really good WrestleMania attire, fair play. Kevin Owens also had the WrestleMania 6 logo, but, like, you know, like he usually does every year, like, he steals, like, old school WrestleMania logos and replaces them with his face. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, he had the WrestleMania 3 logo, where it was, like, a massive version of him, and then, like, a little version of him, sort of like, you know, representing Andre versus Hogan. But yeah, he had one, I believe it was from like WrestleMania 5, but obviously instead of like Warrior and Hogan, it was his faces. So I don't know, like another really good t-shirt from Owens from like Mania this year, KO Mania running wild, baby. So yeah, Rollins gets himself disqualified and he's walking up the ramp and KO grabs the mic and goes, you know, it's not going to go down like that. If you're a real man, you're going to come fight me back, no disqualification style. Seth Rollins for some reason accepts. This was weird, like he's a heel. So he didn't really need to accept it. He just won the match, so he had nothing to gain. So this is where it picked up, in my opinion. So many really good spots, so many like chair shots, so many everything in this match was fantastic after it became no disqualification. The highlight of the night to me, apart from the main event, was Owens' spot off the top of the WrestleMania sign. So what they've done is, because it takes place in the Performance Center, they couldn't have, like, you know, the massive stages that they usually have at WrestleMania. So do you guys know the massive sign that they usually have hanging like over the rafters, you know, heading up to Mania, in you know, just like in the road to WrestleMania? They put it up like around about the time of the Rumble. So they had that at the top of the stage. So Kevin Owens like goes to, he just like disappears for a second, like climbs up that and like just does like a sort of senton bomb through the table onto Rollins. He picks up the 3 count. Really good spot. Really good spot. This was fantastic. Like, fair play to these guys. As I say, I thought this was going to be one of the duds of tonight, because I wasn't invested into it. I really wasn't. And that sounds, it sounds a bit cynical, because like obviously Rollins and Owens are fantastic workers, but this storyline that's been going on, do you know, while Murphy and Rollins have been like, you know, fighting the Street Profits for the tag titles, and then like Owens just keeps getting involved for every single time. It's, oh god, no, just please get off my TV. Like that is like channel changing, reaching material. Like seriously, it's so boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do skip it quite a lot, just because I'm not really not into it. But this match was very good. Like I think it salvaged most of tonight. Mainly this ladder match, and then the main event really salvaged tonight. This was one of the pillars that kept. Well, this is one of the matches that, as I say, it was a pillar of tonight, just because it kept me invested in wanting to watch Mania. Like, because I had to watch it myself this year, because you like, me and a couple of mates always get together and watch it. So I thought, after the goddamn Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch match, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. But I stayed up to watch this, and it was really good. I'm glad I did, because I got to see the main event live. I keep on going on about this main event. I will get to it in a minute, I promise. Next match of the night. This is the replacement I was talking about. Instead of Roman Reigns, you had Braun Strowman going up against Goldberg for the Universal Championship. This match is probably as you would expect it to be. Pretty much, literally, if you can picture a Goldberg match in your head and you know wrestling, then that's exactly what it's going to be. So Goldberg comes out, does his entrance, you know, whole walking from the locker room sort of thing. And Braun comes out, does his entrance, you know, Braun, blah, 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 blah. So Universal Championship on the line. Goldberg goes for a spear, hits a spear, goes for another spear, hits that, goes for another spear, hits that. 3 spears in a row. Braun Strowman kicks out. So Goldberg stands up like, what the fuck? Just speared him 3 times. He goes to the corner, gets himself set up for another big spear, hits that spear, 4th spear. Braun Strowman kicks out again. And this is where it starts to turn around. Braun somehow gets him up into a power slam. That's Braun's finishing move. And then he hits another power slam and then another one. And he's like, "You're nothing. I'm Braun Strowman. This is my time. Blah, blah, blah. Wee, yay." No. No. This match was shit. I'm really glad how it ended, but this match was shit. Like, as I say, it's terrible. Like, why is Goldberg still here? He's a 50-year-old guy who does 2 moves. And in WCW, he was a 30-year-old guy who did 2 moves. He's never changed, and it gets old real quick for me, honestly. The last good match he had was with Lesnar. I think it was at WrestleMania 33? I want to say 33. The year that he beat Kevin Owens for the title. The year that when Kevin Owens and Jericho should have been the main event at WrestleMania. When Kevin Owens betrayed him in the Festival of Friendship. Anyway, yeah, like, moving swiftly on, I don't want to talk about Goldberg anymore. So Braun Strowman picks him up one more time, goes for the running power slam, hits the running power slam. 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman is your new WWE Universal Champion. Finally, Braun Strowman has a world title. Like, how long have we waited for Braun Strowman to have a world title, guys? Like, fuck. Oh my god. How many times has Braun Strowman gone after that title and just made to be look like an absolute joke? The best one I could think of was when he first went off against Brock at No Mercy. I think it was like 2016. No, that's way too early. 2018 it might be. I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was the same year. I tell you what, it was the same year that Brock Lesnar faced Samoa Joe at that Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. That's what it was. But yeah, so Braun Strowman, new Universal Champion. It's about fucking time. You just know he's going to drop it to Roman, though, so I don't know how excited to get about this. You know it's all going to be for Roman in the end because they always do it for Roman. Every single storyline is to get Roman over. I'm so sick of this bullshit. Let's move on to the best match of the night so I can stop talking about fucking Bill Goldberg. Anyway, Boneyard match. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker. This was probably one of the best produced things I've ever seen in WWE. Like, and that's saying something, like, because they have produced some really great things over the years. But whoever put this together, fair play, like, congratulations, and well done to AJ and Taker as well. Like, really good acting in this, like, phenomenal. No pun intended. But I believe it was Jeremy Borash who had a really big hand in putting this together. If you don't know who Jeremy Borash is, if you know who Broken Matt Hardy is, Jeremy Borash is the guy who put a lot of the final deletions together, all them crazy shit back in like TNA. So I think you have him to thank about this. So match starts with a hearse pulling up, and you have like the Undertaker's old school themes, like the old school theme song, like when he first came to in Survivor Series way back in the 90s. So that's playing. You have all the druids. You have him like open the hearse. The coffin comes out. You think it's going to be Taker. It's not Taker. AJ Styles opens the casket door, jumps out of the casket, and he's like, "That wasn't so bad. That was pretty comfy. Fair play to AJ. I wouldn't get in a coffin, especially while I'm still alive." So yeah, he was like, "Where's Undertaker? Where is it?" You can't hear the Undertaker anywhere, and then all of a sudden you hear like a bike coming in the distance, and then I believe it's like a Metallica song. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not the biggest Metallica. Well, 90s Metallica, that's a different story. But I don't really keep up to date with them now. Some people are saying that it's pretty good music that they're releasing. So I might have to check it out. But besides the point, I probably should check it out. Actually, no, not besides the point. I probably should check it out because this is usually a music channel, but this is all I've got to talk about. So leave me alone. So he's driving down his bike, and there's like this Metallica thing in the background. Obviously he shows up like, yo AJ, let's fight, bro. And AJ's like, all right, bro, let's fight, bro. So they're fighting, they're hitting each other, they're crawling all over the graveyard. Undertaker's like, don't ever mention my wife, blah blah blah. He gets him on top of the hearse, just starts beating the fuck out of him. AJ crawls off the hearse, like starts crawling away, like panting, like, you know, try to run away from the Undertaker because he's looking like a badass at the minute because he's the American badass, big evil baby. I'm talking way too fast, but fuck it. So AJ crawls over to this like sort of like barn door, I believe it is. And Undertaker's beating the fuck out of him. He's got him on the floor. All of a sudden, the club show up, the boys, the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are like, yo, Undertaker, we're not finished yet. This barn door opens and all of these druids who you thought were going to be on Undertaker's side fly out of here and they start beating up the Undertaker. Undertaker takes care of them, he takes care of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and as he's beating up them, AJ just comes out of nowhere and just smashes it like, I think it's a gravestone just off the back of the head of the Undertaker. It was like amazing. At this point, I'm sat here thinking, this is fucking amazing. Like, why are all things not this good when it's like pre-recorded in WWE? Like, honestly. So he hits him with that. He's like, you know, beating the shit out of him, and he's like, all of a sudden he screams out like, "Oh, you made me break my finger," because he's punching him. I thought that was like a really fucking weird line, but yeah, apparently Undertaker's face made AJ break his finger. So whatever. He pushes him over. Oh, by the way, at this point, Undertaker, when he was beating the shit out of all these guys, grabbed a shovel and just fucking killed Gallows and Anderson. But AJ then grabs this shovel at this point and just like snaps it over his back. Undertaker falls into the grave that's been buried. He gets onto this weird tractor trailer thing and gets like just gets it like revved up. It sounds pathetic compared to everything else that's going on in this film. So he goes to like, you know, bury him. All of a sudden, bright massive light. I thought it was gonna be Kane or something, but no, it's the Undertaker like just out of the grave and like just like rejuvenated behind AJ. And AJ's like, "What the fuck? How are you there? You were just there." And Undertaker was like, "Because I'm the Undertaker and someone turned the lights off for me and I've been doing this since 1993. We've not been paying attention." No, he didn't really say that. He just sort of like started beating the shit out of AJ. They go on top of this like sort of barn or like platform or something at the back of the graveyard where they're at, or the boneyard, whatever the fuck it is, I don't know. Whatever it is, they're on top of this building. Gallows and Anderson follow him up, trying to, you know, help AJ. Undertaker takes care of Carl Anderson. He just tombstones him on top of this like metal board sheet building roof thing. Gallows doesn't even get that. He just gets thrown off the fucking building. So see you later, Gallows. R.I.P. He grabs hold of AJ, grabs him by the neck. He's like, "Do you remember my wife's name now? Do you remember?" Like, he starts calling him Alan because that's AJ's real name. Doesn't really sound intimidating compared to all the other stuff that he's saying. He's like, "Do you remember my wife's name, Alan?" So yeah, he chokeslams him. He lands on these like wooden pallets, but it looks fucking brutal, as I say, because it's all pre-recorded and filmed. Like, obviously they can make it look amazing. So AJ's fucked at this point. Undertaker comes down. He starts saying like, you know, we're not even done yet. We've only just started, bro. So drags him over to the grave. AJ's like, "I'm sorry, please don't bury me." And he's like, Undertaker's like, "What are you sorry for? You know, tell me what you're sorry for." And that AJ's like, I'm sorry, don't bury me." So he picks him up and he goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna bury you. You know, you put up a really good fight. Not a lot of people put up the fight that you gave me tonight, AJ. So congratulations." Gives him a hug, goes to walk away, changes his mind, just turns around, just boots him right into the grave. This is, as I say, still, this is phenomenal. Not for AJ, but, you know, he boots him into the grave. He gets on this sort of tractor trailer thing filled with dirt, buries AJ, reveals the gravestone to say AJ Styles 1977 to 2020. You just see like the mound of dirt that's covering AJ Styles. It's just his arm hanging out. So obviously Undertaker wins this match. Undertaker gets on his bike, rides off with another Metallica tune. And once again, I don't know it. Hashtag CTR radio, we know all the music. So he drives off, and in the background you see like the Undertaker sort of it's sort of like a flaming symbol of like it's sort of his logo basically. So yeah, and that's the end of part 1 of Mania. Like the second one's on tonight, guys. This is like a really good thing like that WWE have done. Like, I'm kind of glad that they pre-recorded it, to be quite honest with you, because this was fantastic. Like not even from like a wrestling fan standpoint. this was like just fun to watch as like, you know, someone who appreciates filming and someone who appreciates, you know, the lengths that all these producers and directors go to you know make a really good movie. Like, really good. Like, fair play to what they did here. Really well done. Part 2's on tonight. I might even do a review of it. But as I say, this is mainly a music channel, and the only reason we're talking about wrestling is because I have really nothing else to talk about. Apologies if this one's not as good as it usually is. As I say, I usually come in like with more like, you know, music, you know, notes and research and all that sort of stuff. I usually have more time to prepare. But I didn't want to leave you guys without an episode of the podcast. You know, we've been going strong. We're up to like 4 weeks now, so you know, I didn't want to, like, you know, break that momentum that we got going. Like the 6ix9ine video we got a couple of days ago just peaked at, I think it was like 140 views. So that's really big for the channel, and you know, I've been really enjoying it. So I didn't want to, you know, break the cycle. So I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. If you have any wrestling people who really like wrestling, pass it on to them. If you like it, then just let me know. I might talk about wrestling. I might even open up another like sort of platform for me to talk about wrestling if you like it. I would certainly be willing to do that. I know a few other people that be certainly willing to do that with me as well. So as I say, this is the main channel that I'm going for. Hashtag CTR Radio though, baby. Chart Topper Radio, 100%. Always here, your isolation station. Guys, do me a favour. Go show. I mean, as I say, this was just off the cuff sort of stuff. I've got no notes in front of me. So if you enjoyed it, you know, if you appreciate that I've come out and just like sort of ad-libbed everything and just, you know, just sort of off the cuff, go support the channel. Go just like this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go follow me on Facebook. It's at Chart Topper Radio. That is the group. You can just request to join and I'll accept it. Instagram, guys. Same name, Chart Topper Radio. Go follow us on Instagram. I'm always posting there every single day on the story, and I'm always uploading, you know, the links to the videos that I'm uploading there. I'm always uploading the thumbnails there, you know, just to improve things on there. Like, we've not got as many followers on Instagram as we do on Facebook, but I'm trying to build that. So, you know, go and support it. If you like this video, as I said, just give it a like. With that being said, guys, I'm going to be watching Wrestlemania Part 2 later on tonight. You know, you just got nothing to do. You just go check it out. And then you might understand what I'm saying if I do you do a Part 2 review. With that being said, guys, I will speak to you on Wednesday for the next intro video. I will be revealing on the day, just because I haven't decided yet. I'm up in the air at the moment, just with two albums that I'm thinking of doing. I'll reveal it the day of the review, but either one's going to be a great listen, 100%. If you liked this video, as I say, I've already told you to like this one, but go check out the content that I posted this week. On Wednesday, I did a My Chemical Romance intro. I did 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. That was the MCR album that I posted. The day after that, I reported that 6ix9ine, and you know, all that information that I put out there. He'd been released from prison. I did all that on Thursday. The day after that, I posted a surprise Dummy Boy album review. I really enjoyed doing that. The interview that I actually had planned was something to do with the Dummy Boy, so hopefully we can get that sorted out later in the week. I mean, he's only going to get more interesting because now he's out of prison, so I'm still very willing to do that interview. I also posted a Wwe Melee. Apparently he's got coronavirus. Go check that video out. It's only a short video, so it won't take too much of your time up. With that being said, guys, if you do like them little news videos, let me know and I'll carry on doing it. But as for now, guys, happy weekend. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. That's if you are working. And peace.